So today I have a comparison of the Nike P-6000 and the New Balance 1906R. I'll talk about the design, which one I prefer, and then I'll talk about the sizing. In terms of sizing, it will be from the perspective of somebody who has wide feet. So if you talk about the design, if I just put one of the shoes away to make a little bit more room, I think it would be great with a pairing like, well, just take these two shoes. A left Nike P-6000 and a right 1906R. So if we start with the Nike P-6000 first, you have the vertical silver lining to create almost like a spider web kind of look, and then you have the Nike swoosh. Yes, it's kind of has like a bubble effect to it, which is pretty cool. And then on the other side, it's the same way. It's the kind of like the bubble foam thing. So it's kind of like give you this 3D effect logo. It's not the, once it's printed, it's almost applied to it, which is pretty cool. And again, with the vertical silver lining to create that web. And you can see the silver is kind of metallic, and it's called the Metallica, so it makes a lot of sense. And it goes through all the shoe, and I think it's such a cool effect. I mean, at first it is flashy, I would say so, with the Metallica, the metallic silver mirror finish look, but you start to definitely love it more than the subdued look, I think. I mean, I love the look of it. You have a lot of breathability throughout the shoe. It is a performance shoe. It's a mesh of a running shoe and a lifestyle shoe, I believe, so that's why it's made for, I would say it's more of a lifestyle shoe, just a genuine comfortable shoe, but you know, you can't run in them. I think a lot of people do, so it's pretty cool. There's some ankle support in the back here. And I've removed the insoles. Again, I'm a white feeder. Yeah, so I have white feet. So I removed the insoles to actually fit a lot more. This is a US 13 size, so I have pretty big feet also. But yeah, standard laces. I actually like the laces on the 1906R more, I think. I think I would have preferred it to be maybe silver, but I think the laces kind of goes with the tone of the foam here on the inside of the shoe. That's probably why they went with that specific colorway. I like the Nike and the tongue, it's so cool. And also this linen going through it where it says Bowman series. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but I think it's a cool touch. It kind of gives it kind of like a premium look, which I think is cool. It's just a very cool shoe, man. And then we have the 1906R, which is also a cool shoe. And one of the coolest features about it, it's not really a feature, but design element is the, I don't know actually, maybe it is a design technology, it's the N lock. I'm not actually exactly sure, but this could be the case. You have the N logo, but then you have the laces going through it. It's actually the laces on top here. I don't know if you can see it if I move it. I don't know if you can actually see it if I move it. I don't know, maybe you cannot see that. But yeah, it's the laces. You also have the same thing on the other side of the shoe, as opposed to the Nike P-6000, which has vertical lines, creating this kind of encasing, the spider web. You have more horizontal lines here, and then it kind of goes down to create a triangle. A lot of breathability throughout this shoe, which is great if you're out running with these shoes. But yeah, what else do we have? It's silver. This one was more metallic. The Nike P-6000 was a lot more metallic. It's mirror finish look, where this one is a lot more subdued. I would say this is probably more classy. It's not as flashy. The silver is more, I think, yeah, subdued, faded. And there's like so many details to it, right? You have all these lines encased throughout it. You have the overall encasing of the foam or whatnot. Again, to give it an applied effect, which is so cool. You have great angle support. You can see the bottom here. So yeah, that's the design. In terms of design, if you just kind of conclude on that now. So the one I prefer the most of these two in terms of design is the the New Balance 1906R. I think the colorways that the 1906R comes in, it's so dope. I mean, pretty much any colorway, not any colorway, but a lot of the colorways that it comes in is so expressive, it's so sharp, and I like sharp shoes. Like shoes that feels like, you know, it's simple, but it's still very unique and aggressive. Not aggressive, but I would say just very sharp in its design. And I love that about the New Balance 1906R. The P-6000, I think in terms of these two specifically, I might lean a little bit more towards the Metallica look. I think it's so cool. It just goes with everything, and it's a bit flashy. People will comment on them as well, which I don't mind, but it's so sharp. I mean, this colorway, but overall, with all the other colorways I've seen, the 1906R definitely takes it. And I just think this aesthetic of the Dash shoe, if you're really into it, I think the New Balance shoes overall is just a lot more clean and just overall just better for you. So I would definitely go with the 1906R if that's the aesthetic that you love. I think the Nike P-6000 a lot more subdued. So if you're not, like, you just want to have a comfortable sneaker that's is following the fashion trend, but still is a bit more subdued, have more modern aesthetics and modern elements to it, I definitely think the P-6000 is more for you. A lot of the colorways I just don't like, it's this one, maybe the reds and the blues, but again, still with the silver theming, I love. The rest, I don't. But with the 1906R, there's many colorways I love about it. It's so dope, the reds, the blues, and the golds, and pretty much every colorway, and they just slap. That's in terms of the design. But if we talk about the fit, it's a little bit different. So this one is the US 13. I've removed the insole. This one is the US 14. I removed the insoles as well. I've obviously fitted it on the shoe now. But like in terms of fit, when I removed the insoles on the 1906R, the New Balance, it just was not comfortable. I don't know, like width, it's actually a little bit more comfortable, even though it does give more space. So obviously if you want more space, remove the insole, it's gonna be the most comfortable fit. But like when you remove it and you have it on, it's not, I don't know what it is, when it hits and when your feet and toes hit this part, it's not as comfortable. And I've actually experienced that with the New Balance 530, whereas when you remove the insoles of the P6000, it's actually more forgiving. It's not as comfortable as if you had insoles on, but it's not as bad as when you remove the insoles on these. In terms of comfort overall, I think they're very similar. I think I probably might find the P6000 more comfortable. This is mainly because I just have worn them more. Like I've worn them a lot. Like you wear Air Force Ones, I would probably wear the P6000. It's just become an everyday shoe. So I probably would find them more comfortable because they just mesh with my feet more. But the biggest detail is definitely, again, I have white feet. As you can see here, and you can definitely notice it. This shoe, so I've been wearing this shoe obviously a lot more, so it's definitely been stretched out. I didn't know that for sure because I have a new pair of Nike P6000 here. You can definitely see there's a difference, right? So it's definitely been worn, so that's why it's been expanding. If you compare the new pairs to this one, because I've not been wearing this much as much, but you can still see that the 1906R for white, people with white feet, it's not great. It's a lot more narrow in the toe box than the P6000. This is a new pair, fairly new, but you can definitely see that. I mean, I think that's kind of obvious. And, well, maybe not obvious, honestly. When I'm looking at it right now, it's not obvious, but it definitely is more narrower, especially when you have them on. I wouldn't say a lot narrower. You can't go up, but I would probably recommend, if you have white feet as I do, I'd probably recommend you to not get it because you need to get like a lot bigger of a shoe. But at the end of the day, it's still not like forgiving of white feet because it's still narrow in the toe box. As opposed to the P6000, even though it's not made for white feet necessarily, it's more true to size. So if you go up a size, it still have enough room here. So when you expand it, you still get this amount of room. It's enough. You just need that room on your other toes as well. As opposed to people that have regular feet, they can just kind of fit inside of this toe box because there might even be too much room for them. But for people like me who have white feet, we need more room on the top here. So we can expand. So this is fine room, but we just need this type of room in the toe box here so you can kind of get a bigger size and it will kind of make up for itself. The New Balance 1906R, you can't do that the same way simply because, again, your feet, your toes will hit here. So even though like this is not enough room, the space here for your white feet, I don't know how to explain it, but maybe I have sensitive toes and maybe my feet are just not made for shoes in general. I don't know why. Even these P6000, they're kind of hitting my toes are hitting the top of the shoe anyway. I just think it's a little bit more room in the P6000 as compared to, the 1906R. So that's my 2 cents. So in terms of design, the 1906R, I think it's just such a dope shoe, man. Like especially this colorway as well. Is like, I'm not exactly sure what it's called, but it's such a classy colorway. It is such a great design. It literally goes with everything. There's not a thing that this shoe does not go with. It's such an extremely good looking shoe. And the P-6000 is the same thing, man, but it's not all the colorways that hit. You have this one, maybe 2 or 3 others. I think this one hits as well. It's the new colorway if you just want to see the comparison between these. Yeah, it's called the Aiken Blue or something. It's cool, but it's not as sharp. But I do like these shoes because of all the metallic, or sorry, the silver finishing. There's nothing metallic about it, but just all the silver finishing. But yeah. In terms of these two shoes, for me, because I'm white feet, the P-6000, man, I wish I didn't have such white feet, because the P-6000, the 1906R New Balance is such a cool shoe, and you can get a lot of these shoes on sale too now. It's the wildest thing I've seen. Like, you can get them like 50% off. So, you know, if you're in the market for a dash shoe, a comfortable shoe, something that's, I would say, considered, you know, fashionable, I think the 1906R is definitely the way to go. In terms of the P-6000 Nike is still a cool shoe, man. Like, I love the Nike P-6000. That's probably what I'm gonna wear because of white feet, and I'm probably gonna get another pair of these Metallica if they ever release them again. They're so hard to find. So I love both shoes. So it's just about what you like and what you prefer. Just get what if you don't have if you have white feet, go with the P-6000, trying to find a colorway that just fits with your aesthetic and style. If your feet are more forgiving of that, like regular feet, then the 1906R for sure, man. It's such a cool shoe. I would still get both of them because I love these two specifically, probably Metallica, but otherwise, yeah, I would say this shoe. Thank you, man. I really appreciate you guys watching. Subscribe, like. If you want more of these videos, let me know and we'll make that happen. Thank you.